YouTube. How you all doing? I hope you all are doing well and doing good. Anyway, this is one story that I looked up and it's someone I think you ought to know. His name is Matthew Henson. Not too many people know about some of the African American explorers of the early 20th century. This is a short story of one who is virtually unknown for his daring accomplishment. Well, most school children are taught in school how in 1908, white explorer Robert Peary was the first man to reach the North Pole. Well, it was not exactly like that. Robert Peary did reach the North Pole, but with a little help from an assistant, Matthew Henson, who just happened to reach the North Pole first. This was on April 6, 1909. Of course, when Robert Peary and Matthew Henson returned home to the U.S., Robert Peary got the credit for being the first person to reach the North Pole, while Matthew Henson, because he happened to be black, was virtually ignored as being a key member of Robert Peary's exploratory team. He received no credit. Matthew Henson was born August 8th, 1866. His parents worked as sharecroppers in Charles County, Maryland. After the death of his mother in 1870, Henson's father moved the family to Washington, D.C. When Henson was 10, his father also died, leaving him and his siblings orphans. By the time Matthew was 11, he had run away from home. In 1 year's time, he got a job on a ship as a cabin boy. While working on the ship, the captain of the ship, Captain Childs, took a liking to young Matthew. The captain taught him to read, write, and navigational skills. After Captain Childs' death years later, Henson met explorer Robert Peary. In 1891, Henson and Robert Peary went on an expedition to Greenland. During this period, Henson became interested in the Eskimo, or the Inuit. That's what they actually call Inuit. Eskimo is just a make-up name, but they're really called Inuits. Anyway, he learned their culture. The two of them spent 2 years in Greenland, learning the language and various survival skills that the Inuits used. The skills they learned would come in use in their many expeditions that they took. One of Matthew Henson and Peary's first attempt to reach the North Pole failed because many members of the team and the Inuits died from starvation. In 1906, then President Theodore Roosevelt gave them financial support. Peary was able to buy a ship that could cut through ice. The vessel was able to sail within 170 miles of the North Pole, but melted ice blocked the sea path in the direction of the North Pole. They couldn't make it. 2 years later, Henson and Peary took another chance at reaching the North Pole. By this time, Henson was able to train other team members on sled handling and other survival skills they had learned from the Inuits. For a year, Henson stayed with Peary, while other members gave up. He didn't. He stayed with him. On April 6, 1909, Matthew Henson, Peary, 4 Inuits, and 40 sled dogs reached the North Pole. Matthew Henson, as I said, he was the first one to get there. was Robert Perry got sick and he couldn't make it those last few miles to the pole. So Henson went. He asked him to go, and he went. And then he went back and got Perry and brought him back. And then the two of them laid claim to the pole. But Perry got the credit. This was a story of a man who did incredible feats. Yet, during his lifetime, he received no credit. Not only till after his death on March 5th, 1955, is he now receiving the credit that's due. This was a little known story on African Americans that not too many people know about. Maybe a few, or not too many. And some of the ones who did so many great things and didn't get the accomplishments during their lifetime or the accolades, not till posthumously, till after their death. This is just one. There's so many others. But thank you. I hope you enjoyed the story. And I hope I can put one more together. I'm going to see. But thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you the next time. Take care. Love. Walter. And I'm out. Bye now.